can't go back. I ain't on the ground if I ain't on fire. If it one thing I want, then it can't go back. Tryna put 6 wheels on the Range Rover. I ain't finna play no game, that what you know. So if you think it's the top, tell them move over. Modern day Tupac, get a new hover. Know them, now come with us and down. We dodge it, steady duck and clown. We chasing meals so we can put that down. Top, but we run the town. But with millions in with no cap and gown. We're all in what happened now. Metal throne, concrete crown. Call that line, you getting beat. Real, what veteran. What academy. He still remember me when they
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Oakland Raiders. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. He was looking for Brashad Perriman, and it's second down. Well, when you think of these two teams, two franchises, Baltimore and Oakland, Charles, what comes to mind?
Well, the ghost to the post in the late 1970s, but remember, that was the Baltimore Colts, who are now in Indianapolis. These are the Ravens, who came from Cleveland and formerly were the Browns.
They also have some history, though. The Ravens, between these two teams, won an AFC championship game in 2001. Also beat a Derek Carless Raiders 30-17 in Oakland a year ago. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. It's brought in complete. It's John Brown. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
Watch it now, Barney!
They'll run it here. This is Buck Allen. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Leopard!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Well, we got beef eaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That line's not eating tofu, I'll tell you that much for free. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 13. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Here we go. Raider 1. Here we go.
Here's Coleman. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now Brown. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
Detroit! 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 Black 99 Philly, here we go! Detroit!
On the ground with their leading rusher from a season ago, it's Alex Collins. Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
On 2nd down, Collins. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
Play action. Now Jackson. Sliding out of the pocket. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. To Allen on the dump off. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
6-18.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. And this one complete to Seth Roberts. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider 1st down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Monday down.
Coleman now. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
This is Coleman. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
7:34.
Now they'll throw with Carr. Flush to his right. And an alley to run. Carr can beat you in a lot of ways. The scramble there, a perfect example as he gets the 1st.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Here we go.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
On second down, Lynch. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
From the gun on third down, Carr. Cooper's got it. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. Cooper's first catch, and good for a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Here we go.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. It's complete to Brown, right side. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. They go play action with Jackson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now, Barney, Barney. Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
Mike 56, Mike 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
To throw again is Jackson. Flushed out right. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Play action. It's Jackson being chased out left. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Baltimore after this. Here's Sam Cook now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
They begin the drive with Coleman. And an alley to run. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to them. 11 yards and a first down.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him pinned back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy.
Yeah, whatever's in his mind right now, we probably couldn't say over the air.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Willie Henry in there to get him for a loss of 5. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep
looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Weddle, and he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Intended that time for Cooper. Charles, when plays like that work, it's a thing to behold, but sometimes we see why they're very deep in the playbook.
And how many times have we been at practice and heard all the other guys chirping about, I used to play quarterback in high school, I can do this, until it becomes a game situation. Not quite the same in many cases.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun!
Now it's Jackson. He's got the hook up to John Brown on the right side. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it, because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
Now Jackson on 2nd down. Got him in. It's Brown. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4.
Gun!
Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the All-Pro, Navarro Bowman. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Now after the INT, it's Carr. Going deep here for Bryant. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The safety that time, Tony Jefferson, there on the coverage. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll toss it to Coleman. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. So we're at halftime, an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there, just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Marlon Humphrey with the tackle defensively.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. Finds Roberts left side. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. And they'll run it here. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Back to the ground, this time Lynch. And oh, he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Marshawn Lynch, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders are able to cash in for 6. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
To Vecchio now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Man open left side is Brown. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. They go play action now. Jackson drops it underneath for Collins. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Throwing is Jackson. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4. Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Stopped before he could even get started. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12. Back near his goal line. Here's Carr. And Bryant's got it over the middle. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now a handoff working right. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Well, it was stopped on that play. We've had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Here now, Johnny Townsend, standing just about on his own goal line. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And taken right on the 30. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now it's Jackson. Incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown. That'll bring up 2nd down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
They'll run it now out of the gun, and he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. Open man, it's Allen. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Now a play fake here on 1st down. On the move to his left. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Rashawn Melvin. And he's got some space here. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Now, remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. And now here come the Ravens. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time.
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Here's Collins. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
On first, they go right back to Collins. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Leopard! Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On second down, here's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to him.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Khalil Mack in there to get him. And that is sack number 15 for him on the year. Here's Sam Cook now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively.
Express.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. Now Carr. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10.
4 down, check, 4 down. Gun!
Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. A good positive play there, 9 yards, but still 3rd and long.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Forced out to his left. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
That was a good effort there trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
Now Jackson. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. Crabtree with it over the middle. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Collins. And down inside the 15 he goes. 16 yards on that one at a Raven first. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. On 2nd down, Jackson. It's complete to Brown, right side. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I've thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down.
Detroit!
They go play action with Jackson, and they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Khalil Mack in there to drop him, and he continues to wreak havoc in offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal? End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Carr to throw on second down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it there to Martavis Bryant. And that'll make it third down. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
The Raiders on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, it's Carr. Cook with a first down and much more. And he finds Cook. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. They convert on third with a gain of 22. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Here we go.
And they'll go on the ground. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. They will run again with Coleman. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Tevin Coleman hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders add on to their lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments. Let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Tavecchio good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Tavecchio now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Ravens taking the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this.
Leopard!
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Play action. It's Jackson. Now a desperation throw. This is caught at the 20. And he'll be down deep into Oakland territory. They give him a gain of 37. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes he...
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And a short return to the 6-yard line.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 10 yards is the pickup there, and that should just about put a bow on this one.